Hello, and welcome to another episode of TDD Documented. During this episode, we'll focus on creating more duplication in order to remove these parts of the tests that we have. We have the board 2x2, board 1x1, board 2x2, and the token vicinity position as well. We have it in a couple of tests. So, and then the direction as well. So we will try to continue on this, but first let me just start my timer and let's see where we'll end up. So the first thing I'd like to do is write a test. And now in this moment I'm having this test for 2x2 board X wins on right column and then on left column. So if I would have, I could introduce other things like line. I could introduce the concept of line on the same board with 2x2. So for 2x2 board, X wins on, let's say, top line. X wins on top line. For 2x2 board. So before we always had something like this. So it equals, I would expect to have a result something like X wins, and then I would have some type of actual, so let's just write it like that. So if I do this, the code will probably be red. Okay. And it's X wins, but actually is nothing. So now, in order to make this pass, I need to give it the settings, and this should be the something like that should be the settings. So I have a board 2x2 with X on top. If I extract the actual in a variable, now this is the assert, this should be the act, then I also need some production code. So if I extract this to a variable called production code, and in order to make this pass, I would have to say something like I would need to answer in a way something with X wins, right? But in which context? Well, in the context when I have a board 2x2 board and the token vicinity position X with X on and the direction is top. So it should be something like what happens here basically. And yeah, I don't have this. I'll need to remove it a bit later. So it's something like this. It's the same thing that we've done last times. We have board get template equals something something. So in fact, if I really want to start with TDD, to continue with TDD diffumented, it doesn't make that much sense because I already extracted this. So I really can go on and reuse this and see where I'm going. And in order to use this, I can also have a part in the arrange where I do exactly the same thing as before, but with building a different type of board, because I have here the top. So let's see if this works. Okay. Expected X wins X1. Yeah, sorry. So the message from the game result, I think, is X1. Yes. Yeah, not here, here. Yeah. So if I do this, now I'm on green. So basically what happens is that when you use TDD as diffumented, you want to understand the direction of the design. But now, because we already had enough proof, we extracted it, it doesn't make too much sense to really use it back to regenerate the same design, because it would be just useless. So now we've done several steps ahead, and basically it's not that needed anymore to use TDD as diffumented in this context. So we could go to just triangulate on these concepts and get back to the tests that we basically have already, and the production code we have already, just with the purpose of trying to simplify these tests and extract concepts that are important from the business point of view. Okay, so git status, added new test with X wins when having a line on the top. So now I have this concept which is duplicated, and I can extract this. Let's see if IDEA understands that I want to extract all of them from all of the methods. Does it spot duplication or not? Yes, it does. Okay. So this is just as I called it here, I think the structure. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a name really. So yeah, the structure is something else. So basically it's clear that this one will need a better name. Now I don't have it refined yet, but this is what I'm working on. And then I have this thing, the token vicinity position, that is here once, twice, 3 times. So I can extract this again. And the idea probably will tell me, hey, yeah, this is duplicated. Replace. Replace. Okay, so I could inline this. I could inline this. Come on, you can do it. And here the same. I could inline this. And this. What else? I have it here as well. So as I said before in the previous episodes, you can see that I have my code expanding. I add tests and then I start removing duplication, and you start shrinking more and more. Now I still have these things with left, right, top, and so on, but so I'll need to triangulate in order to remove those as well. The code here, you might observe, becomes very functional, and basically here, well, I'm just sending a very simple thing like this. Now this isn't very correct because I should pass this. So I have the vicinity position, so I would need to maybe extract this as a variable, and this is the token, and then I'd like to promote this as a parameter. Because basically you can have X or 0, right? No, wrong. It's not the good refactoring. I think it's the other one. So parameter, yeah. Okay, so now I have this. I'd like to extract this as a variable. Yeah, I could have done it the other way as well, but I just forgot about it. So this is the token I'm using. Now this is again token. And again, I'm learning from this the fact that probably wherever I have this type of things, I'd need to remove them as well. If I have other tests, I need to be very careful about this. Okay, so let's run the test and let's make a commit then. Okay, git extracted methods get token vicinity position, and get or 2 by 2. Okay. Now when I look at these tests, I can observe that there are some things that vary. Here I have the get message, the game message x1 get when the token is x. So basically I could try to generalize these tests in such a way so whatever the token, meaning if here is x or 0, then the get game message could be x1 or 0, 1. So no need to add another test. I could just generalize this one and also generalize the test. So for 2 by 2 board, I'd have that that specific token will win on the top line or something like that. So in this way I can try to go on to generalize things. Yeah, so this is what I mean by generate duplication in order to remove it. I will stop now to we'll have a shorter episode today. I will continue next time with trying to refine these tests as well, and maybe we'll see other approaches to TDD as if you meant it, and we'll go more probably into traditional TDD as well, because as I told you, there is this scale, and maybe read on my blog post, there is this scale between not knowing what you want to add and what are your design structures. That's one extreme, and the other extreme of the scale is I really know exactly what I want to add, where TDD doesn't make sense. So probably we'll move from TDD as if you meant it a bit towards more traditional TDD, where you know a bit more what you want to add, and I'll show you how this works. Of course, we'll go back when we need to add more other structures. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you soon, and as always, have fun coding.